Our hair tells a story. Our roots carry lineage, rebellion, and rebirth. Today, as Lorraine tends to my hair, we also tend to stories of identity, artistry, and freedom. This is the work of discipline and desire, woven strand by strand. Welcome to Discipline and Desire. This is a space where we keep it real, raw, and honest, where we go inward to explore presence, essence, and liberation. Today's episode is different and special. It's an experience. At this very moment, my hair is being retwisted by the amazing Lorraine of Blessed Hands. Today, we'll be talking about roots, not just locks, but the roots of identity, art, and entrepreneurship. This is about tending to self, to craft, and to the stories we carry. So let's get to meet Miss Lorraine. For those who don't know, Lorraine is an artist, she's an actress, and she's also an entrepreneur. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and she's the founder of Blessed Hands. There are many more superlatives that we'll get to learn as we go through this interview, but I want you all to know that this being is amazing. So let's begin. Segment 1, I title Roots and Story. And our theme is Lorraine's personal journey. So Lorraine, today you're tending to my hair, but take us back to your own roots. What was it like growing up in Brooklyn and finding your artistic voice?
Growing up in Brooklyn was extremely different. I mean, I don't really think that when I was younger, I was really actually thinking about doing hair or anything like that. I was basically just trying to find my own way, trying to figure out stuff, because growing up in Brooklyn is very hard. It's basically every man for himself kind of thing going on. And it was a rough upbringing, you know. I mean, yes, I did grow up loving locks because of my uncles who were Rastafarians, and that, you know, they had locks. So I always was very fond of their hair and the culture and everything. And growing up in a West Indian home, because my mom and my dad is from Trinidad, and the rest of my family is basically Trinidadians. So growing up in being Caribbean in New York, it's a different kind of scenery. I mean, you know, if you ever been to New York, you know that it's all divided, like Trinidadians over here, Jamaicans over there, Panamanians over there, but yet we're all as one, you know. So growing up in New York, you knew how to hustle. It was all about the hustle. You knew how to work. I worked from the minute I got my worker's permit. You know, I was packing bags and groceries, taking the shopping cart, walking people home to their projects. You know, it was always about trying to find out how to make money. So I think I always had that kind of ambition in me from since small, of knowing that I want to be successful, but I just had to figure out how I'm going to go about being successful.
Copy that. Thank you. So when would you say you first realized your hands, your blessed hands, were a gift and a calling for you?
Well, back when I lived in New York, I did a lot of people's hair. I always loved doing hair because I always wanted my hair to look good. Because in New York, you have to look good. Like, you can't just be running around crazy. So I was always trying to figure out how a lot of these women had these styles. So then my mother, she sent me to hair school, and I went to hair school and everything like that. I liked it, but I wasn't ready for hair at that time. It was not until I came to Connecticut and I became a person who had locks as well, is when I was doing my own hair, because I couldn't afford the prices of these locticians. I was a single mom with, 3 kids. So, that was like, oh no, so what am I gonna do? I need my hair done, but I'm gonna have to learn how to do my own hair. So I think it was really one of my best friends. She saw me doing my locks and some friends here, and she said, "You have some. What's up? Like, you need to do something with it. You need to make some money." And I'm like, "Girl, I'm good, but I'm not that good." She's like, "No, you're good." And she really like pushed me when I didn't even want to. One day she came to my house, she had business cards. I was like, "Girl, I don't know." And it was not until one day I was doing someone's hair. And I'll never forget this moment. It was in my living room and I'm doing their hair and they're on the phone and the person said, where are you? And they said, "I'm at the hairdresser." And that moment is when they don't know how much that little moment meant to me. I was like, oh my God, I'm the hairdresser. And from that moment, I became the hairdresser.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
To be seen, right?
Yeah.
I tell you, and to give you context, so I'm on my 5th year of my lock journey. This is my 3rd attempt and my final because I don't plan on ever cutting my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a relationship for also 5 years at the time, and she was my loctician.
Mm-hmm.
So when that relationship ended, I was like, uh-oh. And I've only had, I could count on one hand how many people have touched my crown. I'm very sensitive when it comes to that energy and just my crown. And I was linking with my parents, and we were at my twin sister's house for dinner. And my parents didn't know my relationship status. But my mom, out of the blue, was just like, hey, one of our cousins had passed. She was at the funeral. And one of my cousin's ex-husbands were there. And she loved his locks. And she was like, oh my goodness, your locks are amazing. Who did your locks? And he gave my mom at the time your contact information.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as my mom saw me, she was like, hey, I'm not sure if you want an extra, person to do your hair. I met your cousin's ex-husband at the funeral. The woman that does his hair is amazing. Here's her contact information. Hit her up if you ever want to get your hair done. And here we are almost on a year now of you tending to my hair. So the stars aligned, and I'm very, very happy that you made the choice to become a hairdresser. And then also being able to have, your experience with my hair.
Doing locks is my calling. It is my thing. It is my strength. It is my story. I don't just do hair just because. I do locks because I love locks. I love the culture. I love, helping people with their journey and creating journeys. And I have created so many journeys. It's just like amazing to me. The best part of it all is when I turn the person around and they see the mirror and they smile. I mean, I feel like I help people on their first job interviews. I help them go to church. I help them with their insecurities. I listen to their pain. I listen to their traumas. I just didn't want to be that hairdresser who just sits behind you and just put my hand in your hair, because this is a connection. And I feel like it's all about energy. If the energy is not correct, I should not be in your hair, and you shouldn't have anyone whose energy doesn't match to be in your hair. I'm very passionate about everyone's hair. So then I always argue with my clients like, hey, you're not taking care of it. What's going on? Because once I start, this is not only your hair, it's my hair.
Right.
So I feel very strongly about anything that you do to your hair that's not healthy and it don't go along with what I'm trying to help you do. I want your hair to grow how you feel. And people don't understand your hair matches your energy. If you're feeling really sad, you could destroy your locks because therefore you're no longer caring anymore. You don't care about the locks. You don't care about anything. And the locks feel it's like a plant, which I tell everyone. This is my always same story. I say, your hair is a plant. The roots need moisture, just like if you pour water in the soil of the plant. The leaves are your locks, which need moisture as well. And if you don't give it any, you just watch it just wither away and pop in every weird places and just die out. And I always tell people, like, when you feel yourself in a dark place, you have to climb out of that dark place before the hair is destroyed and I have to say, sorry, game over. I tried to help as much as I could, but I am not a magician. I only could give love to the hair, but I can't help you. And you go out in the sunset and come back and it's destroyed. And say, oh, don't worry about it. Lorraine will fix it. Like, come on, help me out. Help me help you, So I'm very passionate about what I do. I'm very strong. And I feel like all money is not good money. So I do not do every and anyone's hair. If you come in here and your energy is horrible, I'll say, hey, are you okay? Do you need a moment? And if the moment can't come, like maybe you should reschedule, come back, because energy attracts. And then you just gave me all your bad mojo energy, and I was having a great day, I was like walking on cloud nine, and here you come with your, I'm like, oh, calm down, so I really find a lot of joy in doing hair and doing people's hair. I love to create. Creating is my thing. I think I even dream about hairstyles in my sleep. May call it weird, but then when I do dream it, I'm like this, oh my God, I need a head. Because I always ask in my dream, it's weird. This is really a true story. In my dream, when I see a hairstyle, I ask in my dream, like, so how do you do it? And I actually sit there in class in my dream watching how I'm actually getting this style to be what I want it to be.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Getting that inner work, the inner training, inner downloads to your craft. I love it. And thank you for sharing.
No problem.
Now, you mentioned your artistry, and I'm aware that you've moved between many different worlds. Entrepreneurship, for those that don't know, you're one to know the theater, to know the stage, and then obviously your artistry. How have these experiences braided together to make you who you are today?
Well, so I have tried everything. I wanted to be an actor. At first I started off, I wanted to be a poet. So I started doing open mic because I felt like you're never too old to try whatever. I think you should try everything that you want to, whatever you feel like. Nobody could tell you that you can't do it. I could do it. I want to do it. So I was doing open mic for a while. And after that, I decided, I came to one of my friend's plays and I sat in the audience and I watched. And she is phenomenal, Valerie Ingram. She's great. And I'm actually in one of her plays coming up right now called Interruptions. So I sat in the audience and I watched the play and I said, I want to do this. And I feel whatever you call into the universe, it would happen. If you say, I want to do this, I'm going to do this, it will happen. And I just said, I just want to, let me just be a janitor, push them off, but I had a big part in the play. And it was a great thing. And now from this point forward, I do a lot of plays, and I love trying different things. I have tried being a stand-up comedian. I'm an artist. I draw beautiful artwork.
Yes, you do.
I create beautiful clothes. I'm doing fashion design, so I've been doing that, a lot of that. I also have a lot of beautiful events. I'm always thinking of something that will amaze people, something that a person could come and say, wow, this was a great experience. Anything other than going to a club, you could come to this event and say, you know what? I had a good time. This was peaceful. The energy was right. I don't care if it's a sip and paint to a fantasy hair show. I love bringing a positive energy crowd together.
I love that. And we're definitely going to plug all your events that you have coming up at the end of this, including, I think, if I recall, last time when you were tending to my hair, that you're also going to begin working on your own play.
Yes, I have. And I'm actually finished writing my play. It's called Clock That Tea. Hey. It's really a great play. I can't really go down to explain it, because if I explain it, it's basically telling the whole story.
Understood.
So basically right now, I'm going to, after I finish this play and I finish this other project I have coming up, I'm really going to start looking for actors to portray the role that I need for this play. And this is very important to me because I sat there again and I said, hey, I'm in all these plays. I want to write one. So there I go. And I was actually surprised that it came through, and it was like so amazing. Like, who knew? Like, it's so surprising to us Black people that when we try different things and it goes through, you're like this, what? That flew? I did that? Oh, wow. And it's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. It's like, that's why my kids, they watch everything I do. And sometimes I'd be really proud when I hear them say, my mom does this, she does this, and she does this, and she does this. Because I try to lead by example. Whatever I'm doing, I want them to do. I want them to see and say, my mom was never afraid to do a lot of things. I wanted to model, I modeled. Even though I felt like society portrays a woman to be a certain thing, I said, you know what? Why not? Let me try.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. And you're absolutely right. We never know who's watching us. But especially for us parents, we are, in many ways, the beacon. We are a way to show our children how things can be.
Definitely. If we show them positive, they will do positive. If we show them negative, they will do negative. So we have to show them that you could be anything you want to be. You could try anything you want to try, and never be afraid to fail. Because if without failure, you will never know how to succeed, and how that you say, okay, I tried it this way, this didn't work, but I'm gonna try again. And you could keep trying. Life is so beautiful that you could press reset anytime you want. You could start over at any time. People are like, oh, I feel that's it. No, start again. Sometimes I do hairstyles and I don't like it. I'm like, yeah, that's not nice. So we gotta do this again, because we want it to be perfect. And nothing's really perfect. Because I could say I'm a great, fabulous hairdresser, but I am not the best yet. I want to be better than I was yesterday and further going. I want to be up, keep climbing up to the top. I'm still in learning. I'm still in training. It doesn't matter if you say, Lorraine, you're the best. No, I'm great, but I want to strive for greatness. So I'm still in learning because the young kids are making these new hairstyles, and I'm like, I'm not a young bug, but I'm gonna do it.
And I think one of the virtues of mastery is a master is always learning.
Exactly.
So yeah, cheers to that.
Always learning. We're always in class.
I love it. Now we're going to move into our second segment, discipline in the craft. Nice segue. This theme will be the ritual of hair and identity. So I'm sure as you've been doing this for some time, you realize and accept that there is a rhythm to this work, a discipline. How do you approach each head that you touch, each crown that you tend to?
Well, every individual is different and unique. A lot of people have a lot of different stories, So it really depends on what's going on with you. I go off of your energy, whatever you're feeling. If you're sad or if you feel insecure about a certain part of your face, I will know it. So if you say, oh, Lorraine, don't forget I got a really big forehead. I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna create something that you feel good. You understand? So a lot of people come in and their locks are falling apart. Especially as for my guys. My guys, sometimes they're thin in their bald spot, and I try to create a way that they still love their crown and they're not upset or unhappy or insecure or feeling like, because some of these guys, they're really young. So, and sometimes it's hereditary, it starts from their father, thin in here, and then it's like, well, Lorraine, I'm only 30, so I'm going to work with you because I want you to keep your locks. So I'm going to make sure if I have to fix and put back here and put back there, I'm going to do whatever that makes you feel good about yourself. At the end of our segment together, you should be smiling. You should feel great about your hair, because that's why a lot of people don't keep their locks. A lot of people don't keep their locks because they don't know how to care it. And then they just look at all the bad parts about it. And they're like, oh no, this is not right. This is not looking good. I'm tired. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But you have to think of your hair as a tree. When you look at all these trees that, as we're looking out the window, these trees, they're beautiful from far. They're so beautiful. You're like, oh my God, it's a beautiful tree. But if you get close up on that tree has broken bark. It has a couple of broken branches. It got some dark leaves. It's falling apart certain places. And that's us as individuals. We're still beautiful and we're still unique, but yet we're still strong. You understand? You have to always think of yourself as being that unique tree. So and no, there's no tree alike like human beings. There's no identical you. You understand? You may have someone who looks something like you,
right,
but you are your own. Your hair is your own. There's no one who have locks, every lock just like yours.
Right.
You understand? So that's why I encourage my clients to love their locks. Don't look at other people's locks. Just love what you have on your hair because yours is unique. It's like a tree. It's different. It's beautiful. And from far, you're going to say, oh, wow, this shit looks great. And then you know your rough patches.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at you come here and then Lorraine fix you up and then you're like this. Damn, I almost cut you. Ooh, look what she did. I almost chopped you off. And you're happy again, you know? And then you say the same thing with the L.L.C to me. Don't worry, Lorraine, I'm going to take care of it. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, you know? But, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
I love it. What's the spiritual or emotional side of doing hair, especially locks? These aren't styles, they're journeys.
The emotional part about doing locks is I feel every sensation when I'm doing your hair. Like if you are sad and, you know, I could tell. And sometimes I'm doing people here and I have to stop and say, are you okay? And they probably will break down and say, no, I'm not okay. Because we're not only hairdressers, we are also your psychiatrist, your friend. You know, we're like your bartender. You know, we will listen to you without judgment. You understand? We're the only one who actually talk shit about your hair. We're the only one who say, oh, look at this. What the hell is this? And y'all will be okay with it. You're like, well, I don't care. She's my hairdresser. She's going to fix it. Whatever. If it's falling apart, you fix it. Ha, ha, ha. You know, but the connection is basically, like I said prior, when I do your hair is now a part of me. So it's like every client I have, their lock belongs to me. Either I started your journey, I'm helping you through it, I'm helping you take care of it. So we are connected that way. And therefore, you will never step out and say, I'm going to find me a new hairdresser because I'm not going to give you a reason to.
Right.
You understand? Now, we're not just client. I'm just your hairdresser. We have a connection now. You understand? And I feel like that's how it should be with people and their hairdresser. And if you don't have a connection with your hairdresser, you should find yourself a new hairdresser.
Agreed.
If you can't have a simple, regular conversation with your hairdresser, then you should find yourself a new one. You understand? Because I need to know what you're doing to your hair when you're not with me. What did you do? Because I'm going to know what you did. And I'm going to say, hey, what's going on? What did you put? What product is this? And, you know, and then you're going to be like you're going to be like this, but you're going to feel great because, you know, I'm paying attention. I noticed. It's like a guy in their barber. Barbers do not play that.
Agreed.
They know. They be like, I did not give you that fade. Who did that? Who lying? Who you cheating on me? And we feel very like hurt. Like, I didn't give you that hairstyle. Who gave it to you? Who put knots in your hair? Who tied this string on here? What are you doing? So, yeah. So I have a real connection when it comes. It's spiritual. It's a bond. It's a friendship. A friendship, that bond that can't be broken with my clients. I love every last one of them.
I love it. Last question for this segment. In your view, how do we reclaim care for ourselves through something as simple and profound as our hair?
Can you repeat that question?
Yep. How do we reclaim care for ourselves through something as simple and profound as our hair?
Our hair is what we eat, what we take into our system, how we feel about ourselves, our mental being, our if we exercise, everything that we put into us reflects on our hair. So I will say, if you're not drinking a lot of water, you're not hydrated. If you're sweating a lot and you're not cleaning off the sweat off your scalp, you're damaging your hair. So I mean, it's basically your intake, your outtake, your mental, how you feel about yourself, everything, all that goes into all in one. Your mental, if you feel great, your hair feels great. If you eat healthy, your hair is healthy. You know, if you're doing a whole bunch of harm to yourself, and your hygiene is not proper, your hair shows off what kind of hygiene you are doing. If you're not taking showers or wash, you're working a dirty job and you're just walking around with all this soot in your hair, it all reflects on you. So I more what would like my clients to like more take personal days for yourself. You understand? Love your hair. And just because you have locks, don't mean you have to neglect it because you think, oh, I have locks, I don't have to do nothing to it. That is a lie of all lies, because locks is the most maintaining thing that you have to maintain, unless if you don't care. If you don't care, then you could just go about yourself. But if you care and you love yourself and you love your hair, then it all works for you. A lot of people say, why my hair is not growing? I said, because you're thinking too much about it. If you just leave it, you'll see how it grows. You understand? If you eat properly, if you wash your hair. You don't have to have me wash it all the time. You could wash your hair, and give your hair all the moisture that it needs. You could give yourself the hot oils, the deep conditions. Just sit there and you do a pamper day of you. You understand? So that's why Rastafarians, people don't understand how Rastafarians, their hair grows so long, because they do everything from the earth. They grab all this stuff, they put it in a coconut shell, mash it up, they rub it in their hair, you see them wash it, and you know that hair is clean. I don't care how thick and bulky you see those locks are, they clean. Trust me. You be like this, what product is that he using? You understand? That's why I wanted to be a Rastafarian. I was like, I saw my uncles, they had a coconut shell, they mashing up stuff, and I'm like, what's in that? But I'm too lazy. I don't think I'll be sitting there mashing up stuff all the time. I'm like, I want to go to the store.
Yeah. No, I resonate with that. I think I've had you wash my hair once, but I love washing my hair.
Yeah, it's a beautiful feeling. Hair.
It really, really is.
It's a beautiful feeling,
and the journey with yourself.
Yeah, and the journey is a beautiful journey. As you wash, you can feel how your locks are growing. You look at your roots look great. You're like, yes, this is great. Because we get when you decide to have locks, it's a whole different energy that you get. Agreed. You're not the same person. It feels like you just crossed over to another area, like a whole different dimension, and you walk into this area and these people are so kind. They greet you. They're like, king, empress. And you're like, me? oh yeah, I am royalty. Y'all didn't know.
See my crown.
You see my crown, yes, brother. And everybody greets you, opposed to when you have a bald head. You're just another person. But you stand out, because what I loved about Rastafarians or people with locks, they walk so proud. They walk like kings and queens. Their head is always up high, and you can't help but to notice them. Agreed. It's like you cannot see a person with locks and not notice them. I would probably not notice a guy with a fade or some cornrows. I wouldn't even notice him. But the guy with the locks who walked past and he just have it free like a lion, and you're like this. Did you see that? Did you see him? Wow. Yeah. Because he just took it right back to the culture. And you made us love our hair. And we didn't. I'm so happy that a lot of people are starting to have locks now. Everybody loves their hair. Everybody loves the natural. Nobody wants no perms. They don't want all that other stuff. And they just love the naturalness of having locks. And I even love it for our little babies that run around, a few little tiny ones. They have the little locks. You see them, you're like this. Oh!
Yeah.
And they love their hair because for a time period, parents was teaching these kids not to love their hair. These little kids were getting little extensions in their hair, perms all kind of stuff. And the kids did not love their hair at all. And if you didn't put a weave, they would cry. They'd be like, no, I'm not pretty because you didn't put the fake hair in. You're like this. No, your hair is beautiful. And we have to start training our kids to love their self as a whole and not try to grow up too fast. Just, love yourself, love your hair, love how you look, knowing that you should feel comfortable in your skin.
Amen. It makes me think of one of the reasons that I cut my hair during my initial 2 lock journeys. I had entered into the entertainment industry as an actor, and when I would have my locks, I was typecasted. When I had my locks, I wasn't getting offered the featured roles because I was told, well, not all men have locks, so we want people to be able to relate to you. And that was a test of identity. That was a test of authenticity. Once I finally said, you know what? I'm good with not being who I am. What roles for me is for me.
It's for you.
I'm going to let my hair grow and I'm never cutting it again. Ironically, I started getting exactly the roles that I wanted and still was able to pursue acting. And now I love it when we see our industry.
Exactly.
Everyone has locks now.
Exactly.
It's so equally represented.
And then you had to learn how to...
We set that bar.
To make your own opinions about you. I have a lot of clients who told me like, oh, my mom don't want me to have locks. What do you want? What do you want? And once you make the decision on what you want, then you will know. You understand? I mean, I had another guy who cut off his hair for a job. And then he came back and he's like, oh, can you start it again? Listen, if maybe that job was not for you, if they're gonna judge you on your hair, if they're gonna judge you on your hair, then what do that mean?
Right.
What did that mean?
Is that the place that you want to be?
Is that the place you want to be?
Right. And I love it because only you can answer that question. But it definitely is one of those where it is put to the test. And ones need to make that decision for themselves. I love it. And this is an awesome opportunity to share an excerpt from my upcoming memoir, The Divorcee. Chapter 3, Ash and Architecture. Epigraph. Some endings are kilns. They harden you into a use. The morning is brisk enough to make the window honest. I crack it, let the cool, thin air slip in, and set a small steel bowl in the sink. The bowl has seen pasta water, oranges, and a few tears. Today, it will see paper. I write 3 sentences on a note card. 1, I will not pay for peace with parts of myself. 2, I will tell the truth the first time. 3, I will stop rehearsing my absence. No poetry, just policy. I strike a wooden match, watch the first yellow bloom argue itself into steady orange, and touch flame to corner. The paper darkens, lifts, curls, and becomes what is always promised, ash that don't cling. I rinse the cooled remains down the drain, not a ritual of rage, a ritual of release. The apartment smells like smoke the way a story smells like a lesson after you finally listen. I open the window wider. 4 in, 4 hold, 6 out. A siren far away blends into the hum under everything. I picture a bird with char on its feathers, eyes open. Handwritten affirmation. I'd choose clean heat over hidden smoke. So our next segment is liberation through expression. The theme that I have for this is breaking molds as artists and entrepreneurs. So Lorraine, you're an actress as well as a business owner. How do you express yourself across those different stages?
As for those different stages, as an acting gives me a sense of becoming a different person. Mm-hmm. I love the idea of transformation. Mm. You know, like if you say you're going to be an old lady and then I have to become the old lady, you know, or if I'm going to be a girl who just escaped the mental hospital, how do I become those people? And those people come from watching different shows, watching TV, reading books, you know, because when you read them, you're like, wow. And you watch and you say, wow, where did I find this character from? But this character is something that you've seen every day. Characters are only everyday people that you watch every day. Mm-hmm. So when you see that, you already automatically zoom into that role. Like, I remember this old lady I used to take care of, and she was funny. She used to walk off funny, and she's like, and then he said, well, I'm going to tap into a little bit of her, and I'm going to bring it with that and see how that worked. And before you know it, you just created a whole person. And, you know, when people ask you, like, so how did you come up with that character? It's like, it was basically something that someone I probably met a long time ago. Because a lot of characters we play is somebody we saw a long time ago. Mm-hmm. It's not actually what the actor, the people wanted you to, they say, we need you to play this, but you have to tap in to what you remember as for something in that nature. Agreed. I remember one of the conversations you and I had on this some time ago. Uh-huh. I used to always love people watching on the subway in New York. I was able to get so many new characters. Because there's so much characters on the subway, especially in the streets of New York. There are characters, and these people don't even know that they're funny. Right. You're like, oh my God, you are so hilarious. And then, you know, even sometimes I have to tap in to, even when I'm acting, to my own life of things I've been through. Mm-hmm. And what people might think like, wow, that was hard. That was a hard life. But now I could actually laugh at it and say, it was actually kind of funny, but it wasn't funny at that time. But guess what? It happened, you know, as opposed to my real life of being a hairdresser and even, you know, being an owner for so long. You know, I mean, that's like two different people, actually. My professional life is more of I'm very serious and very passionate. Not saying I'm not passionate about both, but when it comes to what I do as for work, as for here, I'm very serious about that. And when I do acting, I go to just give my all. You know, I'm like, win or lose, I'm gonna give my all, and hopefully it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. You know, if you don't like that voice, I'll give you another one, you know. So, yeah. I love it. What challenges have you faced as a woman of color in the arts and business, and how have you pushed past them? In the arts and business, being a loctician is very challenging because you have a lot of different other hairstylists and hairdressers who are not happy for us as women succeeding, pushing through, moving forward. You know, we have a lot of cattiness in the business of people thinking like you're trying to take their clients or, you know, and I feel like as for that, I feel like we all could eat, we all could live. This is a business that is keep growing. So why do you think that I need to steal anything from you? No client is with you in gold writing. Like, they're not, you know, they're not. Some people are so indecisive. They're with you and then they're gone. And, you know, so as for that, I'm basically flexible, you know. Sorry, I'm just watching everybody.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
I wanted to actually have this vibe, so I'm glad that.
Good, okay.
You know, yeah.
It is freezing and I cold. I just turned it on.
It's really chilly.
You want me to turn it off?
I'm good though.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What about challenges that you might have faced in the arts?
In the arts is this basically like the same thing. Basically, like a lot of people are afraid of your creativity. So then when you're creating, it's like if I do an art piece, someone's mad about that art piece. It's crazy. It's like at one point I was actually scared to call myself an artist because I had a lot of people who was not happy for me being an artist. So they was like more happy with me just being a hairdresser. Like, why don't you just stay in your lane, Lorraine? Why are you trying to climb over here? You want to be a poet? You want to be an actor? You want to write a play? You want to do this? You want to be a model? Pick. I said, but I don't want to pick one. Why? There's so many. Why do I have to pick? You know, I don't want to pick. I like doing everything. I want to try everything. So, you know, it's very challenging when it comes to others and, you know, how they perceive art. And, you know, a lot of people, the other day I came to the conclusion of art is in the eyes of the beholder. And if you don't see the art in that, that's okay. You understand? Even like if it's just like poetry. When I recite a poem, if you don't get it, then it's not for you to get. It's not for you to get. Then you just don't get it, and it's okay. It's okay for you not to get it. You know. So
it makes me think. I had the honor of meeting this 7-year-old indigo child a few years ago. We were building houses with these blocks, and we were talking about colors. And I'll never forget. I asked her, I said, "What is your favorite color?" And she paused for like a good minute. She's looking out. She put her hand on her chest and she says, "The rainbow." And that resonated with me so strong. I'm like, this young girl gets it. Like, why do I have to pick one color?
She don't have to pick one
like,
color.
I like them all.
You like them all. Why do we have to say that little boys can't wear pink?
Yeah.
Why can't he wear pink? Who said that it's little girls are only supposed to wear pink and boys are supposed to wear blue? What if I like blue? You know? So, I mean, I don't like to be put in a box that I have to just claim being a hairdresser. I don't want to just be a hairdresser. I want to be it all. I want to be a powerful business owner. I want to be a seamstress. I want to walk a runway. I want to be a model. I want to be an artist. I want to be a comedian. I'm not a singer. I ain't good. I ain't gonna lie. No, not good. But, you know, I mean, why not?
Why not?
And why do we have to pick? We don't have to pick.
Yeah. Power is in the authenticity.
It is.
Choice. Nice segue into this next question. When you think of liberation, what does it look like for you, for your clients, and for the women that you inspire?
Give me that question one more time.
Certainly. When you think of liberation, what does it look like for you, for your clients, and for the women you inspire?
I think As for my clients, I want to give them hope. I want them to feel motivated. I feel like I want, when I finish your hair, that you feel that you could take on the world, that you could get that job, that you look in the mirror and you feel like, oh my God, I'm so in love with me. It's a feeling that you didn't have. I want to give that back to you and even to myself, you know. So when they feel the way they feel about taking on the world, taking on new challenges, that makes me feel great. So it's like we share the same stride, and you know, for you, that makes sense.
Totally.
So I want for them to be able to feel motivated, powerful, in control of their self, you know, and be ready to say, you know what, I love me. So when I turn them in the mirror and they look at their self and they're so happy with the results, and they say, oh my goodness, Lorraine, you really did your thing. And I have turned a lot of people that actually started crying, and we cried together. And it's like, you know, some people gave up hope on the hair. So when they look in the mirror and they see it and I fixed it, they're like, oh my God, thank you. You gave me back what I was missing. And, you know, and sometimes I help them to actually move forward and make decisions that they needed to make. I had one lady, and I loved her as a client. And she sat in my chair and she said, I want to be a Georgia peach. I said, why don't you? She said, I don't know if I want to move. I said, girl, move. She said, my mom might not want me to move. I said, what do you want to do? So now she's a Georgia peach.
Hey.
She's gone. And even as much as I love doing her hair, I will make the decision to let go. You know, it's selfish of me to say, no, stay, because I want your money. No, go.
Right.
Be happy. You understand? So I do encourage my clients to take steps forward and, you know, and do what they want to do for them.
I love it. As they go on their journey.
As they go on their journey. Yeah. And I love to, when they start their journey, and, you know, I think it teaches them discipline. Locks teach you a lot of discipline. You know, like, you didn't know that you could actually wait this long for this to turn into locks. Yeah. You understand? And guess what? You're going to have people who are going to say, why are you looking like this? Take them out. You got such pretty hair. Your hair is nice. Why are you doing this to yourself? He must be sad. He must be on that thing. You know, he's not on that thing, you know? So it's the truth. So it's like, why do we even sit there and we listen to what people have to say? So basically, it teaches you how to be your own boss, how to be in control. And that's a message that I try to teach people as I grow. Like, I have not a problem when I teach people how to do locks, do things that I do, because I don't think it like that. I think like, we all have room to grow. We all have room to eat. We all have room to be whatever. I feel like everybody who's even in these chairs should all at one point in their life say, you know what? I want to branch off and have my own. This is all a teaching space.
Absolutely.
To figure out, this is how I learned. I came to a salon and I worked and paid booth rent. And I was in learning technique. I didn't think I wanted to be an owner. I just came to pay rent. I was scared. I was working a job and paying booth rent. And, you know, watching the owner and watching how things go and stuff, it made me say to myself, you know, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could be an owner. And then I had a lot of people who said, no, Lorraine, just continue to pay booth rent. No, don't do that. Because people don't like to see the shine in your eye. So they try to dim it real fast. They'll say, don't do that. Just keep making booth rent. You might fail. What's going to happen when you have to close down? Then I failed. And that's okay. And I'm going to try again. And I might succeed. And I might be rich. I'm going to have to fail a couple of times.
Why do we fall? To get back up.
We fall to get back up. Like little kids. Little kids are going to fall. You say, hey, stop jumping on that damn chair. You're going to fall. And they, I said, stop jumping on that chair. You're going to fall. Boop. Hit the head. See? And now I don't feel sorry for you. Now go sit down. You go sit down. Because I done told you several times. And that's us. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes in here. We're going to make bad decisions in relationships, in love, in financial. We're going to make bad mistakes, but we're only supposed to make these bad mistakes to learn how to grow and be successful. Mm-hmm. And if I try to be successful and it don't work right now, guess what? It's going to work. I'm going to claim it.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love it. I love it. Our last question, closing reflection, wrap-up question, I guess we can call it as well.
Okay.
Lorraine, if you could speak to your younger self, what truth would you whisper to her now?
Don't give up.
Hey.
Don't give up. The world is hard. What else? You can do it. You are so strong. I know things seem hard right now, but I got your back. I feel like as I was growing up, I really needed someone to say, I got your back. And it made me stronger because I was a black sheep per se. So I had no one who's actually saying good job or whatever. So I had to work harder and harder to give my own pat on the back and say good job. Even though sometimes I didn't feel I was good enough, I still gave myself a pat on the back. So I feel like the younger Lorraine would have loved to hear positive messages, information that she's doing the right thing and don't give up. Life is hard, but you're going to make it. And it have a lot of hurdles and bumps, but you're going to get through it and you're here for a reason.
Amen. Again, Lorraine, artist, actress, entrepreneur, born and raised in Brooklyn, founder of Blessed Hands. How can people get in contact with you? And what do you have coming up that people need to know about?
Well, I made a transition now. I am now at the Luxury Hair Bar, and I love it here. Now, let me give you a quick little piece on the Hair Luxury Bar. Mm-hmm. I came here because I didn't want to own a salon anymore. I did it for many, many years. And I came here, and the owner, she welcomed me here with open arms. I mean, I actually think I long to be on a team, meaning that I worked solo for so much years by myself. And I think I actually somewhat missed the closeness of people, of different sisters. If you watch movies as you grew up, you always saw the salon that everybody was smiling, people was coming in, and it was like, hey girl. And we was all talking and we was all laughing, having a great time. So that's what I felt like I was lacking in my life. Sometimes it's good to call yourself an owner, but what is an owner if you're not happy? What is it? Is it a name? Is it for clout to show people that, hey, I'm successful? You understand? Or are we already successful because we are doing it? So doing the damn thing anyway. You understand? So if you want to find me, you can always find me at the Luxury Hair Bar in Windsor. And there's a great team here, a great team of women, and we do everything here. And we have a lot of different projects coming up that is going to fascinate you guys and blow your minds.
Hey.
Yeah, so one of the events we have coming up right now is going to be the Fantasy Hair Show. It's called Bring the Drama Fantasy Hair Show. And that's going to take place on 30 Bartholomew Ave in Hartford. And we plan to wow everyone. We plan to go big, go hard. It's going to be really big here. It's going to be an amazing night full of festivities. We have a lot of different projects coming up, such as a sip and groove where people could come and paint and listen to music and drink wine and have a good time. So we're trying to bring a lot of things, closeness events for the people, because the fall is coming up, winter's coming up, and we want people to know that we here and we don't need to be in a club. We can all be together. I don't care if we have a poetry night. We all could be together, vibe, and have a great night. So, yeah, that's one of the things coming up.
I'm going to make sure I post that flyer on this podcast.
Thank
when
you.
It launches this Saturday.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Because we're really trying to bring up all the advertisement for that, because we're working so hard. We're working extremely hard for this event.
Nice. Anything else that you have coming up the world needs to know?
Well, we're as for the Fantasy Hair Show, we will be taking people's emails and we will be plugging that once we have any other events coming up. We'll make sure that everyone knows what we're doing. Right now, the strong project right now is the Big Fantasy Hair Show, because I believe that Connecticut do not have fantasy hair shows. So we're also looking for models. We're looking for volunteers. We're looking for vendors. And I think that's about it. Is that it, Jessica? Yeah. So that's what we're looking for. And it's going to have some body painting going on. It's going to be a great show. So make sure get your tickets on Eventbrite. And that's under Eventbrite. It'll be Bring the Drama Fantasy Hair Show. So you should be able to find that on Eventbrite.
And how can people get in contact with you if they want to support?
If they want to support, they could find me on Facebook. They could actually hit up Luxury Bar. Jessica, can you give the information for Luxury Bar? Hair Bar?
Sure. It's Luxury Hair Bar. We're located at 700 Paquonic Avenue, Windsor, Connecticut. Our Instagram is Luxury Hair Bar CT we're Luxury Hair Bar CT on all social media platforms. You should be able to contact us there.
Perfect. Thank you.
And this is the owner, Jessica.
Nice to meet you, Jessica.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, Lorraine, truly appreciate you sharing your gift and your story. It was ironic. I was working out at the gym today after I made the appointment with you yesterday, and a light bulb went off. I was like, wait a minute. From all the amazing conversations that we've had, I'm like, we could actually take it even further.
And I love that you thought of me.
Hey.
Because we have had deep conversation. Yes, we have had talks about everything. I don't think every time you sit in my chair, it's like, it's magic. We talk about, I don't think it's anything untouched, unturned. We talk about it. And I'm glad that you thought of me. It's like, oh, you know what? We already be talking. Do we not? We already be talking. So why not? And I love it because, yes, I really did need to. I want to express myself. And I'm glad that you did this, because a lot of people don't understand me and don't know me. And I want to let people know that, yeah, I'm serious, but I'm also very nice. I am a vibe. And a lot of people don't know that. So I'm glad that you're given the opportunity to open the curtains and meet Lorraine,
Absolutely.
And I'm not just a hairdresser. I'm actually an individual that have a lot planned. I feel like I want the world to see so much, and we have little time to show them everything. So let's just show what we can at this time.
Absolutely. I love it. In closing, as Lorraine's hands tended to my hair today, we tended to more than just appearance. We tended to legacy, discipline, and desire. May we all find spaces and people that nurture us this way. Find your tribe and enjoy your tribe and love your tribe. Thank you for listening. Till the next time.
Yeah!
Hey.